Okay.
And then we'll, as soon as we got this going, we'll let the guests in.
How's this come up?
I don't know.
Okay. This is going to be interesting being I used to do this, just do the whole thing myself. And then we got a new team member who takes care of all the live streaming and all this stuff. So I'm going back to this now, and it feels funny and fun at the same time. So I'm going to let 6 people come on in. Come on in, James Cummins. Come on in.
Oh, Jim.
Jim,
Nancy Frame.
his picture.
Come on in, Jim
Right up
Kuhn. Come on in, Jeffrey Kaufman.
Jeff Kaufman.
Hey, look, that's Jim.
This is Jim Cummins.
Nancy.
That's Jim.
Wait a minute. That's Santa Claus.
Yeah, and it's 7 p.m. and I'm admitting lots of people.
Oh, good.
And
Hey, Jeff and Penny.
Hi there.
Hi,
Hey,
guys.
guys.
We got a late start getting dinner ready, so we're going to eat and listen.
Idea.
as long as you don't eat and run.
We're going to eat in front of the fireplace. I love that idea. Hi, Dean. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time now.
Jeff, it's been a while. We missed you this summer.
Yeah, well, we hope to get there this coming summer.
Oh, my heavens. There's Jim Kuhn all the way from
Jim Kuhn.
Portland,
Hey.
Oregon.
Hey,
Well,
how are you? Hey, it's not so dark anymore, right? We're headed for summer.
There-
And there's Jim Cummins in the
There,
middle.
Jim.
Hey, Jim, how are you?
Hello.
Good to see you. I don't know if you saw that before, but Terry,
Here, let me get it.
ever since we got your Christmas card last year, we've kept
Oh.
it on your mantle, even right through the summer.
That's Jim.
Picture
You are.
You're not.
Hi, Nancy.
You're very kind.
Not at all. It makes us smile every time we see it.
okay, well, I would say let's get this party started. Hello, everybody. There's some of you I do not know. My name is Jim. No, my name is Greg. No, it's Terry. No, it's Jeff or Penny. I'm just looking at too many names to not even remember my own name. Actually, that would be Dean. And welcome to holiday songs you will not hear at the mall. And I'm so glad to have Magpie with us tonight. I am broadcasting from an interesting situation at the Community Church of Boston. We have the beautiful decorations that Luis Guzman, our cook and janitor, has put up for us. And we also have an impending storm. And what happens when you have the right kind of storm to this building? Well, you get water in the front facade and water flooding in the basement. But I'm not going to be deterred by that. I'm going to keep on partying with you all until we're done, and then we'll deal with that. So anyway, if you don't know, we call ourselves a Peace and Justice congregation since 1920. And over the course of this time, I hope I'll get to tell you a little bit about some goings on here, really exciting stuff. But mostly, I just want to wish you a really happy solstice holiday season, and do the same to Greg and Terry, who are going to start us out with a couple of tunes.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us here. And we're just going to start off with a song that we love to sing this time of year from England.
Or Wales.
And if you have a wassail, if you have some liquid that you'd like to drink while we're singing, feel free.
Yeah, libation. There it is. See?
A little libation.
That's one of the great things about doing live stream concerts is that, you can all sit around and, drink your libations. All right, here it is. It's called the Gower Wassail.
A wassail throughout all this town. Our cup it is white and our ale it is brown. Our wassail is made of the good ale and true. Some nutmeg and ginger, it's the best we can brew. Fall-da-dow, 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 fall-da-dow-da-dee. Fall-da-darrow, fall-da-daddy, sing to rely-o. Our wassail is made of the elderberry bough, and so, my good neighbor, we'll drink unto thou. Besides all of that, you'll have apples in store. Pray let us come in, for it's cold by the door. Fall-da-dow, fall-da-dow-da-dow, fall-da-dow-da-dow, fall-da-dow-da-dee. Fall-da-darrow, fall-da-daddy, sing to rely-o. We hope that your apple trees prosper and bear, so that we may have cider when we call next year. And where you've 1 barrel, we hope you'll have 10, so that we may have cider when we call again. Fall-da-dow, fall-da-dow-da-dow, fall-da-dow-da-dow, fall-da-dow-da-dee. Fall-da-darrow, fall-da-daddy, sing to rely-do. We know by the moon that we are not too soon. We know by the sky that we are not too high. We know by the stars that we are not too far. We know by the ground that we are within sound. Fall-da-dow, fall-da-dow-da-dow, fall-da-dow-da-dow, fall-da-dow-da-dee. Fall-da-darrow, fall-da-daddy, sing to rely-do. A wassail throughout all this town. Our cup it is white and our ale it is brown. Our wassail is made of the good ale and true. Some nutmeg and ginger, it's the best we can brew. Fall-da-dow, fall-da-dow-da-dow, fall-da-dow-da-dow, fall-da-dow-da-dee. Fall-da-darrow, fall-da-daddy, sing to rely-do.
All right. Yeah.
The rollicking fun there.
Fabulous.
So we're gonna do one more, and then no, we're not.
Let's do something that's more, solstice-y or
Last month of the year. What do you want?
yeah, or that would be fine. That's kind of a Christmassy thing, but or
We have a big list,
Or-
and we decided we were not going to write a set list today.
red
We're
and
just going to
green.
sing.
You want to do red and green?
Not now.
Uh,
But we could.
yeah, red and
Right.
green would be good because it's it's sort of a contemporary view on that experience of living with nature through the winter.
This is a Maddie Pryor song. She wrote many songs about the seasons, all the seasons, but this is one that she wrote about the winter, and it's called Red and Green. But I highly recommend, if you like Maddie Pryor or June Tabor, look their music up. It's pretty fabulous. If you know it, just sing along. Red and green together be seen in the dark time of the year. Red and green together be seen in the time of dread and fear. Red and green together be seen in the dark time of the year. Red and green together be seen in the time of dread and fear. Green for the thorn of the holly leaf that shines in candlelight, holds the hope of evergreen, shimmers in the night. Red and green together be seen in the dark time of the year. Brown for the berry, red and full. A drop of blood on snow. It shows us our humanity, the fruit from which we grow. Red and green together be seen in the dark time of the year. Red and green together be seen in the time of dread and fear. These rocky fields, all black and white, demanding endless toil. The misty sun gives tired light to raise the sleeping soil. Red and green together be seen in the dark time of the year. Red and green together be seen in the time of dread and fear. Red and green together be seen in the dark time of the year. Red and green together be seen in the time of dread and fear. In the time of dread and fear. In the time of dread and fear.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, say I. I'm going to start out with a. You see all the red and green in the back there?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Very
Lots
good.
of it.
Those are fabric that's called backstrap weaving from the Maya Asociación Maya in Sololá, Guatemala. I buy lots of that for these artisans in El Salvador who make all sorts of beautiful things out of that cloth and many other colors as well. But it's this backstrap weaving that's just marvelous. And if I could zero in on it, I could show you these arrows that it has. That's my favorite red and green. I'm going to be there in March picking up a whole bunch more fabric.
Fabulous.
And I want to start with something that I got from a 50-cent cassette that was a Pete Seeger Christmas cassette. And I've sung it ever since. It's Italian in origin. And here it is. 'Twas on a night like this, a little babe was born. The shepherds gathered round to guard him till the dawn. Above them shone the star, a star so wondrous light that never since in all these years have we seen one half so bright, shining so truly, shining so brightly, guiding their footsteps from afar. It led them through the night, a path to love and wonderment by following its light. Oh, come with us tonight and join us on our way. For we have found that star again to greet a better day. Although throughout the land we search the skies in vain, yet turned our gaze within our hearts, we would find that star again, shining so truly, shining so brightly, guiding our footsteps from afar. It leads us through the night, a path to love and wonderment, by following that star, shining so truly, shining so brightly, guiding our footsteps from afar. It leads us through the night, a path to love and wonderment, by following its light. And now,
Beautiful.
That was really beautiful. And you
something
show-
very, very different. This song comes from a certain Bill Burnett, who I hope is joining us, except it's like 3 in the afternoon where he is in Los Angeles, 4 in the afternoon, I guess. I've recorded a bunch of Bill's songs, and this is his holiday offering. What season is here? Christmas. Why all the good cheer? Christmas. Now is the time for dipping elves in wine. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. When do we shave cows on Christmas? Bring them in our house on Christmas. Stand by the fire and watch the cows perspire. Christmas, 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 Christmas. We'll build a mud man out in the park and pretend that he is Surgeon Brown. He'll say you need your appendix out. We'll say you can do the job when you're in town. Deep into the night, we'll have a food fight on Christmas. Figgy pudding smeared all over Santa's beard. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. Boom, ba-da-doo, doom, doing, doom, doom, doom. Boom, ba-da-boom, boom, ho, ho, ho. Louis da bum, bee bum, blah, 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 blah. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. The angel choir appears above. We hope they're alien beings this year to beam us aboard and watch us make love. Oh, Christmas! When do we give thanks? Thanksgiving. Watch soldiers in tanks, Memorial Day. But when can you meet Carol, the ancient Yuletide troll? Only on Christmas, 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 Christmas.
Wow. Wow. That's going to be the best song. I have to learn that song.
So
That's so much fun.
it reminded me of Tom Lehrer, and of course you must have heard that just a few days ago Tom Lehrer actually put all of his entire songbook into the public domain. So
Wow.
an
I
amazing
gotta
thing. And he
I
wrote,
gotta check it all out.
well,
Yeah.
he wrote at least a handful of really excellent satirical Christmas songs that are very much in that same vein, even with their quotes and whatnot. That was a riot.
That was great. That was really great.
All right, so
How do you follow that?
well, I don't know. We'll do it. We have to
What do you want to do?
pick something here.
Wanna do,
Well, we could get sensitive here. We can get
What do you want to do?
I don't know. One Another is a beautiful song. So is Witch Hazel. So you want to do Witch Hazel? Will you sing Witch Hazel?
Sure.
Okay. Last night we did our show with Kim and Reggie at the 8th Step in Schenectady at Proctor's Opera House, and so we had one section. We said, we needed to lift up the people who at this time of year are having a really rough time of it, for any number of reasons, and there's a lot of people who have a really, really hard time with December, and
A lot of loss.
and the older we get, we're surviving. We're losing our friends around us and family members,
And yet,
we keep on keeping on. And so our friend Tom Gallo is a wonderful songwriter down in Philadelphia. He wrote this song. We've sung many of Tom's songs over the years. Loved many of them. This is definitely one of the top 5 for us.
I guess a lot of people in the folk scene are singing it now, so I'm really glad to hear
I hope
that.
they are. They should.
And it's all about a plant that grows at this time of year called witch hazel.
Which actually blooms in the winter.
I'm looking at a witch hazel blooming in a garden. Bright yellow flowers in the middle of winter time. And I tell my heart, be strong, like the witch hazel flower. And you will not be injured by this dark and troubled time. I'm looking at a witch hazel blooming in a garden. Bright yellow flowers in the middle of winter time. And I tell my heart, be strong, like the witch hazel flower. And you will not be injured by this dark and troubled time. And I take myself along to a place I know in winter. And I see that south sloping bank covered with ice. And I tell my heart it all will melt and run down to the ocean. And you will not be injured by this dark and troubled time. I'm looking at a witch hazel blooming in a garden. Bright yellow flowers in the middle of winter time. And I tell my heart, be strong, like the witch hazel flower. And you will not be injured by this dark and troubled time. We must say goodbye to the one we love. we must say goodbye to many, and we must say goodbye in way too short of time. And I tell my heart, be strong, like the witch hazel flower, and you will not be injured by this dark and troubled time. I'm looking at a witch hazel blooming in a garden, bright yellow flowers in the middle of winter time. And I tell my heart, be strong, like the witch hazel flower, and you will not be injured by this dark and troubled time. And you will not be injured by this dark and troubled time. So what do you want to do next, Greg? How about last month of the year?
You wanted to do that.
Yeah, well,
Thanks, you guys. So,
we found this really great little ditty many years ago. There was actually a whole
the pages of Sing Out magazine.
right in the pages of Sing Out magazine. There's actually a whole album titled this, right?
Yeah, I think the New Christy Minstrels actually called their album by this title, but we did too. I don't even know if they did the song. They might have, but anyway, this is an old spiritual. It also is really good for the kids learning the names of the months of the year.
Not to mention yourself to be reminded.
In case you forgot, you know, what comes next, you could always sing the chorus. So it's called Last Month of the Year.
Tell me what month was when Jesus born in?
Last month of the year. Tell me what month was when Jesus born in. Last month of the year. Well, you got January, February, March, oh Lord. You got April, May, and June, Lord. You got July, August, September, October, and November. You got the 23rd day of December. Last month of the year. That's a fun one. Thank you.
Unmute self, and admit Susie Giroux. Hi, Susie, as soon as you get in. This is weird being the engineer of this thing and singing too, but it's all good. And I'm gonna delve into both the sacred and the profane in this 2-song set. This is a version of O Come Emmanuel, which you've heard of, and this particular set of lyrics is from the Unitarian hymnal, and it's not the same melody. I'm not exactly even sure where I found this melody, but you know, the standard melodies, O come Emmanuel. I'll never forget when some of my Sweet Chariot friends and I did a holiday show in Blue Hill, Maine, and who should stand up from the audience but Noel Paul Stuckey, who lives up there, and sing O Come Emmanuel, the ancient lyric. This one is updated, but to my ears, just as spiritual, if not more, for us. O come, Emmanuel, and with your captive children dwell. Give comfort to all exiles here, and to the aching heart bid cheer. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come within his love to dwell. Oh, come, you splendor very bright, as joy that never yields to might, and come and turn all hearts to peace, that greed and war at last shall cease. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come within his truth to dwell. Oh, come, you day spring, come and cheer our spirits by your presence here, and dawn in every broken soul is vision that can see the whole. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come within his light to dwell. Oh, come, you wisdom from on high, and from the depths that with a sigh, and temper knowledge with our care, to render every act a prayer. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come within his hope to dwell. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come within as light to dwell, shall come within as truth to dwell, shall come within as light to dwell. O come, Emmanuel. This is a song I've been singing for 40 years. but I haven't quite learned it yet because you only sing it for like a week in December. But I think I'm getting it righter and righter all the time. This is from Spain, and this let me just translate it. It has a like a nonsense little lubricant that goes. I was mending. I had an ache, and I tried to heal it. And it goes over and over that. And then here's the verses. Towards Bethlehem comes a donkey loaded with chocolate. He has his chocolate mill and his anafre. I don't know what that is, but some kind of accoutrement to eat chocolate with. Mary, Mary, come running, for they're eating the chocolate. And then the second verse goes, at the doorstep of Bethlehem, little mice have entered, and to the child who's in the cradle, they've taken his diapers. Mary, Mary, come running. They're taking his diapers. And then the third verse is, at the threshold of Bethlehem, little giants. Actually, let me explain. The original is little gypsies, but there's been some comment that that's a racist thing to do. So I'm kind of tall guy, so I turned it into little giants, and I can offend myself. Little giants have come in, and they have stolen St. Joseph's socks. Mary, Mary, come running, because they're stealing his socks. And actually, that's another interesting translation point, because there's calzones, which are usually socks, but there's also calzoncillos, which is either the diminutive of socks. It's a tiny sock. It also in Latin America means underwear. So they've either stolen his socks or his underwear. I don't know which. So here's the song. Hacia Belén va una burra, ring, ring, yo me remendaba, yo me remendé, yo me eché en remedio, yo no me lo quité, cargada de chocolate, lleva su chocolatera, ring, ring, yo me remendaba, yo me remendé, yo me eché en remedio, yo me lo quité, su molinillo y su anafre, María, María, ven acá corriendo, que el chocolatillo se lo están comiendo, María, María. Ven acá corriendo, que el chocolatillo se lo están comiendo. En el portal de Belén, ring, ring, yo me remendaba, yo me remendé, yo me eché en remedio y yo me lo quité. Los ratones han entrado y al niño que está en la cuna, ring, ring, yo me remendaba, yo me remendé, yo me eché en remedio y yo me lo quité. Los recalzos, los pañales le han robado. María, María, ven acá corriendo, que los pañalillos se lo están robando. María, María, ven acá corriendo, que los pañalillos se lo están robando. En el portal de Belén, ring, ring, yo me remendaba, yo me remendé, yo me eché en remedio y yo me lo quité. Gigantillos han entrado y al niño bueno de San José, ring, ring, yo me remendaba, yo me remendé, yo me eché en remedio y yo me lo quité. Los calzones le han robado. María, María, ven acá corriendo, que los calzoncillos se lo están robando. María, María, ven acá corriendo, que los calzoncillos se lo están robando. Ring, ring, yo me remendaba, yo me remendé, yo me eché en remedio, yo me lo quité. Ring, ring, yo me remendaba, yo me remendé, yo me eché en remedio, yo me lo quité. María, María, ven acá corriendo, que la cancioncita ya se está acabando. María, María, ven acá corriendo, que la cancioncita ya se está acabando. As usual, I get in front of people and I sing it way too fast, and you don't want to stop and slow it down.
It's
Yeah, we
great.
do that. We do that too. You get excited, you know, and
Yeah.
sometimes you just have to be reminded to slow down. I don't know. It sounded great to us.
Yeah, it was great.
Sounded
We
fun
loved
to
it.
us.
We
didn't-
loved it.
We didn't think it was too fast.
And the story itself, I love the translation. That was pretty amazing.
So we're going to do a couple of winter songs that
Inspired by the beauty of the
Inspired-
Northern Catskills.
inspired by the beauty around us right up here in Brookie Hollow. And Terry actually wrote this song back in 2010. On
It was a poem.
On the 21st of December.
Which is the day that my grandparents got married.
So,
On my mom's side.
This is the way it looks up here. In fact, tomorrow morning I expect that when we get up and look out that front window, it's going to look a lot like what's described in this song.
It's called December Dawn. Frosted fir in icy mist, hold up the mountainside. Dark and light, both cold and bright, bring forth the Yuletide.
Reflections of the days gone by,
And those that still remain, the moon eclipse and solstice sings, returning sun's refrain. Wood fires glowing flames thrust o'er the light of the shortest day and the longest night. December dreams of days ahead come in darkest sleep. The dawn awakens bright on snow silent and deep.
winds bitter bite midst dusky light, leaving winter's sting. Neath thickening
Ice, water rushes with the hope of spring. Wood fires glowing flames thrust o'er the light of the shortest
So there's a December song. Here's a January song.
Yeah, this is our good friend Bill Staines, late Bill Staines, wrote this song, and we miss him dearly. But when we hear his music again, it just brings them all back. So this is just kind of a reflection song.
Bill passed
of
away.
January.
Bill passed away last year in December, so this month is the first anniversary of our loss of Bill. And when we heard him sing this song, well, you know, this really spoke to us because we've been where this song
takes you,
that little journey that this song takes you on. We've been on that journey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that very journey in Baltimore in January.
That's right.
Yeah, many times.
So it's just called January Snow.
Southbound on the highway, it was early in the morn. Listening to my radio, just trying to find some songs. And I see you sleeping next to me, and I hear you breathing low. On a Baltimore morning in a January snow. Trying to find my place to stop and rest myself a while. Watching as you stir and as you greet me with a smile. And some half-hearted little yawn set my heart to glow. On a Baltimore morning in January snow. It's hard for me to find the words, and it's hard to make them rhyme. About how really close I felt at such a happy time, and how such a simple thing as us should ever come to grow. On a Baltimore morning in January snow. And someday I'll remember you beneath some winter sky, rolling down the highway with the sunrise in my eyes. And someday when I'm thinking back, again I want to go to a Baltimore morning in a January snow. And someday when I'm thinking back, again I want to go to a Baltimore morning in a January snow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Bill Staines.
That's beautiful. We miss you, Bill. I had not heard that one before.
Yeah, we hadn't either, and we just had to learn it.
Beaut.
When we listened to it, we went, "Oh my
I
goodness!"
just said
that's a
we've been
beauty.
in that car. We've been in that car driving into
Oh, yeah.
Baltimore, driving through Baltimore in January in snow. And one time they had I think they had about 5 feet of snow one January, and it closed down schools for weeks. But we kept going up there because we were working up there in the mornings, and yeah, Baltimore in the snow in January.
Anyway,
Take it away, Dean.
take it
Well,
away.
I've
Dean.
got I've got a little bit of a warmer setting for a holiday song. This takes you down to the Florida Keys, and this song written by Mary Gaucher. Baby stole a Christmas tree from the Walmart last night. It had red ribbons and silver bells and angels dressed in white. It tied it to the bridge rail so the passing cars could see. He did a little dance up there, smiled and looked down at me. My bed is a lawn chair. Cushions keep it soft. I sleep out in the open air underneath the Southern Cross. Next to the golf course, by the Hyatt Hotel. Davy, he's a friend of mine. We get along pretty well. It's Christmas in paradise. Under the Cowkey Bridge, where the warm breeze blows so nice, and the landlord forgives. There's snowbirds on the golf course. They wear Bermuda shorts and polo shirts. Some of them play pretty good, and some play so bad it hurts. We pick up their golf balls that fly over the fence. We shine them up a little bit. We sell them back for 50 cents. It's Christmas in paradise. Under the Cowkey Bridge, where the warm breeze blows so nice, and the landlord forgives. And I won't lie, I just get by, but we'll be eating good tonight. Christmas dinner's at 5 o'clock at the Church of the Holy Light. They don't care who you are. They don't ask what you've done. Come on down and bring a friend. There's plenty for everyone. It's Christmas in paradise. Under the Cowkey Bridge, where the warm breeze blows so nice, and the landlord forgives. And the radio plays Christmas songs while we get high. And Davy shouts, "Merry Christmas, y'all," to the cars passing by. Davy shouts, "Merry Christmas, y'all," to the cars passing by. Well, thank you. Thanks. We've just had the most remarkable, life-changing and angering and moving weekend at Community Church that you can imagine. we gave our annual Sacco and Vanzetti Memorial Award to a group that's called the Holy Land Foundation 5. And most of you probably have not heard of them. But if I have anything to do with it, you will hear a lot from them because it is a case that so much resembles the Sacco and Vanzetti case. These were 5 Palestinians, successful businessmen who in the late 90s formed a charity that was called the Holy Land Foundation. And it was its reason was to provide in-kind materials and services to children in the West Bank and Gaza, and in other parts of the Middle East, as well as in the United States. And it became very quickly one of the biggest Muslim charities in the United States, and raised lots of money from lots of mosques during Ramadan, especially. And for example, Oklahoma City bombing came. You remember that, 96 it was? And they provided about $1 million in aid to victims and also did a blood drive. 5 Palestinian businessmen. Along came 9/11. They were immediately shut down. They were very rudely, horribly arrested by the FBI in late 2001. And then there was a trial, and it was a mistrial. And then there was a trial where they picked an audience, a jury with less education, and showed more blood and gore about 9/11 and about suicide bombings. And they got a guilty verdict for these men, and they went to jail for long federal sentences. And 3 of them are still there. And we met some of their family members, and we heard from Miko Peled, who is an amazing speaker and eloquent spokesperson who wrote a book that's called Injustice, the Story of the Holy Land 5 Foundation. It looks something like this, and I hope you can read it. If you are near Boston Community Church, we have copies of it to sell to you or to lend you to get this story out. These are beautiful families that we got to meet a little bit, and we hope to be more in touch with in the struggle to free these men. I was reminded of Sacco and Vanzetti. I was reminded of another guy who got in a little bit of trouble. He was a Palestinian too, and he was doing charity work, like loaves into fishes, water into wine. A dude named Jesus, remember him? Reminds me of that. That's why I say that as introduction to this song, which is by the amazing Anais Mitchell, who has gotten all this attention from her play Hadestown. But this is something that she wrote some 15 years ago, and it's called Song of the Magi. When we came through the cold, we came bearing gifts of gold, frankincense and myrrh, and there were trumpets playing. And there were angels looking down on that West Bank town. He so loved the world, and he so loved the world. Wore we then our warmest capes? Wore we then our walking shoes? Open wide the city gates, and let us through. A child was born born in Bethlehem, born in a cattle pen. A child is born on the killing floor, still he no crying makes. Still as the air is he, lying so prayerfully, there waiting for the war. Welcome home, my child. Your home is a checkpoint now. Your home is a border town. Welcome to the brawl. Life ain't fair, my child. Put your hands in the air, my child. Slowly now, single file. Up against the wall, where we now are warmest coats. Where we now are walking shoes. Open wide the gates of hope and let us through. When we came through the cold. We came bearing gifts of gold, frankincense and myrrh, and there were shepherds praying, and there were lions laying down with the lambs in that West Bank town. And he so loved the world, and he so loved the world. He so loved the world. I saw that inlay on Greg's guitar, and I thought I had to sing this song. I don't know of a song that makes me happier. It's written by Susan Werner. La 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 la. La 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 la. The moon is going to work. He is hitching up his horses. And his favorite team, of course, is big old Jupiter and Mars. La 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 la. The moon is going to work, and his plow blade is a crescent, and the evening's warm and pleasant, and it is time to plant the stars. He will turn the rich dark earth of night. He will scatter sparkling seeds of light, and they will grow until they glow, and then the cities all will come to claim them. Who could blame them? So make a wish on one of them before they disappear. The moon is going to work. You can hear him if you're listening. There is a little tune he's whistling, and it is time to plant the stars. Da 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 da. Time to plant the stars. Da 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 da. Ha ha da da. Dee dee dee. No dee dee dee. He will fill the acres of the skies, working westward as the night goes by. And when he's done and day's begun. And then the stars soak up the sun like flowers through the daylight hours. And how they sparkle in the night before our very eyes. The moon is going to work, and with diligence and patience, he grows the mighty constellations. It is time to plant the stars. Da 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 da. Time to plant the stars. Da 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 da. Hitch 'em up, hitch 'em up. The moon is going to work. The moon is going to work. The moon is going to work. Come on,
That's a
unmute.
great one. That's a great one.
Yeah.
I love that
Put the-
song. It makes you happy.
Put the moon up there so everybody can see. See my moon? It's all done up in, yeah, it's all, moon is all done up in Celtic knots.
Beautiful moon.
Yeah, beautiful moon. Beautiful moon.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So some of you know our friend Bob Zentz and his songs, but I don't know too many of you might know Sky, his daughter's songs. And Greg found this last year, and he really liked it, and we decided to learn it by Sky Zentz.
Sky is she's a wonderful songwriter. She plays the ukulele. She was playing the ukulele and writing songs to the ukulele way before the big trend in ukuleles.
This is just a lovely song that she wrote. I think she calls it Wish, right?
Yeah, she calls it Wish or Merry Christmas from Someone Who Loves You.
Okay, here
I've
we
heard her
go.
call it that too.
All right, here we go.
Deck the halls and haul out the holly. Fill up your hearts with friendship and folly.
Time to be merry, and 'tis the season. My heart is searching for a sensible reason why you're not around. Why I'm still so low, I'm drowning, can't tell up from down without your smile. It's true, but Merry Christmas from someone who loves you.
Joy to the world and peace on earth forever.
Let's raise a glass and hope it all gets a little better. The fresh falling snow on the rooftops is glistening, but my spirit sinks when I think of who's missing and why you're so far away, and why I'm still just praying I'll hear from you. Don't know then from now without your smile. It's true, but Merry Christmas from someone who loves you. I've cried a river and it's frozen over, but this winter feels like it'll be here forever. And I thought I'd let it go, I thought I knew how to get down the sadness and laugh.
Still at Christmas, I can't help but wish you'd come back.
So I'll make a wish tonight. remind you, someone out there, someone's missing you tonight.
We just love that song. So here's one that this one, oh, I'm switching guitars for this one.
Well,
This
Gordon
one
Bach
was written
is,
by our friend Gordon Bach, and
you know, Gordon writes lots of great stuff. But
So-
this one just really got to us. We really liked it. And I don't know, we really feel like
oh yeah,
it's,
well, it's been
it's
around.
one of those.
It's been around for a long time. Gordon wrote this song as a gift to a friend of his, whose name is Joni, and of course it became a gift to a lot of the rest of us in the world too. So please join in on the chorus.
And of course, this is one of those light songs about where we need to turn sometimes when we're feeling like the darkness is swallowing us, I guess. Are you on the right key, Greg?
Yeah.
E, B,
No,
B,
it's
B.
B flat.
Oh, B flat.
Yeah, definitely B flat.
Okay.
So folks, you know this is coming to you live.
Because I had the wrong key. Imagine my embarrassment. Okay.
When the deer has bedded down and the bear has gone to ground and the northern goose has wandered off the warmer bay and sound.
It's so easy in the cold to feel the darkness of the year, and the heart is growing lonely for the morning.
Oh, my Joni, don't you know that the stars are swinging slow
And the seas are rolling easy as they did so long ago. And if I had a thing to give you, I would tell you one more time that the world is always turning toward the morning.
Now October's growing thin and November's coming home. You'll be thinking of the season and the sad things that you've seen.
And you hear that old wind walking, hear him singing high and thin. You could swear he's out there singing of your sorrows. Oh, my Joni, don't you know that the stars are swinging slow and the seas are rolling easy as they did so long ago. If I had a thing to give you, I would tell you one more time that the world is always turning toward the morning. When the darkness falls around you, the cold wind comes to blow, you can hear him call your name out as he walks the brittle snow. Now that old wind don't mean trouble, he don't care or even know, he's just walking down the darkness toward the morning. Oh, my Joni, don't you know that the stars are swinging slow and the seas are rolling easy as they did so long ago. And if I had a thing to give you, I would tell you one more time that the world is always turning toward the morning. Oh, it's a pity we don't know what the little flowers know. They can't face the cold November, they can't take the wind and snow. They put their glories all behind them, bow their heads and let it go. But you know they'll be there shining in the morning. Oh, my Joni, don't you know that the stars are swinging slow and the seas are rolling easy as they did so long ago. And if I had a thing to give you, I would tell you one more time that the world is always turning toward
see as he did so long ago. And if that wind should come and ask you, why is my Joni weeping so? Won't you tell him that you're weeping for the morning? Oh, my Joni, don't you know that the stars are swinging slow? The seas are rolling easy as they did so long ago. And if I had a thing to give you, I would tell you one more time that the world is always turning toward the morning.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just gotta say that it just is so great to be doing this gig with Terry and Greg. I've
We
loved
feel
their
the same
music
about you, Dean.
for a long time. I'm complimenting you right now, so don't you interrupt me with a compliment. um, and they look so good and they sound so good, and I want to sing on the subject of the morning, a song that Greg co-wrote with Woody Guthrie that's called This Morning. And I've just come to love this song, and it just speaks to just something just very deep and spiritual and human. So thanks for writing it, Greg, and maybe after it, we can get you to come on and talk about it a little bit, okay? This morning I am born again. Light shines through the land. I do not seek a heaven in some deathly distant land. No longer desire a pearly gates, nor want a street of gold. I do not want a mansion, for my heart is never cold. My heart is never cold. This morning I am born again. I am whole, new, complete. I am overcome all my sins. I stand on my own 2 feet. I am life unlimited. My body is the sky. I am at home in the universe, where yonder planets fly, where yonder planets fly. This morning I am born again. My past is dead and gone. This great eternal moment, my great eternal dawn. I'd give myself, my heart, my soul, to lend some friend a hand. This morning I am born again. I am in the promised land. I'm in the promised land. I'm in the promised land. This morning I am born again. Greg, will you talk to us about that song a little bit?
Sure.
It's just so unlike anything else Woody did, it seems.
For
You know,
sure.
it's just like, you know how like in the oeuvre or the body of a songwriter's songs, there's one that just grabs you, and it's just like, where did that come from? It just from nowhere, a spark of genius. It just
Yeah, he went through a period where he was, I guess, where he was seeing and hearing a lot of, Elmer Gantries, a lot of religious hucksters, and he actually had participated in that when he was a younger person before he left Texas. He actually made a small living as a spiritual advisor, before he took off for California. But he always had a kind of a view on spirituality and religion, and he was when they asked him on a form, on a government form somewhere, what his religion was, and he wrote all. And he wasn't opposed to the idea of being born again. It was just he didn't particularly care for what everyone was telling him
That meant
he would have to do, that meant that he would have to do to become born again. And he kind of turned away from that. But then when he married Marjorie, he became Jewish. And all of the kids, Arlo and Nora and Jody, they're actually, because Judaism, Jewish tradition, Jewish culture is matrilineal, so they're all Jewish. And he really got into that. He wrote the Hanukkah songs. He wrote Hanukkah songs for the kids, and he wrote a really excellent ballad that tells the story of Hanukkah. So he was very much I guess you'd call him a kind of a pan-religious sort of person, and a pan-spiritual sort of person. When I found the words to that song in the book Pastures of Plenty, which was not the song Pasture, but it was a book that was actually one of the first curated publications of writings, clippings, drawings, all kinds of stuff, photo copies of his actual manuscripts and stuff. It was published many years ago, 30 years ago, at least 30 years ago. And the words to that song were printed in the margin. And I had the same reaction that you just voiced when I saw those words. It was where did this come from? This was Woody Guthrie too. And I opened the book and I sat down with my guitar, and the tune, the melody that you just sang, which we do with a very different accompaniment.
I love your guitar.
Your accompaniment, it's very Dean Stevens. A beautiful guitar playing.
Thanks.
When I saw those words, that melody just came to me. It came straight up. And then I found out later that the same words, it actually wasn't the same. Woody's work often evolved, and he actually rewrote the words to that song, and it became very much a pro-union song. And it was later in the book, I believe, that the revision was actually printed. I never even came across the revision to the song, but I found out later that Slade Cleaves had set that to a tune that was kind of a bluesy tune. But I think for the original song, for the original the original artistic expression that he was putting out there in those lyrics, I think our tune fit it a little bit better. It was. And it was it came to me so fast, and I never made any changes. I recorded it, and boom, that was it. And I said, wow, it was, I don't really usually say these kinds of things, but I kind of felt like I was like my ear and my mind were being, moved by some unseen hand somewhere.
Yeah.
The song has had its impact, and it's sort of made its journeys around in a few different places. I remember playing it at the Philadelphia Folk Festival, and Michael Smith and Ann Hills, they wanted to learn it. And Steve Gillette was very interested in it, and
well, it's a beautiful piece.
Yes.
His words. Beautiful.
Thanks for writing that. It's just great. Yeah. It's funny. I think of two things. First is that people ask me, what religion are you? And my answer is Quaker, Unitarian, Muslim, Zen, Jutheist. But when I am in El Salvador, I'm very Catholic because I know those people and I love those people. And they were 8 years in the wilderness, and what guided them and led them in a, to survive was their faith, and I can't discount that.
Very true.
And the other thing I think of was Miko Peled, who was just here. And I identify with him because he's, the son of Israeli general who was, principal general in the 67 war, and who basically forsook the whole thing and came to the United States and became a visiting professor of Arabic studies. This is his father.
Mhm.
And so Miko has this love-hate with religion, just like I do. And I tell people about community church. Well, and Miko looked around and he said, "Is this a church?" and it really made me think, yes. Why? Because that's what it's been called for 102 years. And why else? Because we're going to redefine people's definition of a church, and we're gonna raise up the good stuff and throw away the bad stuff, like all major religions, like their sense of exaggerated hubris, self-importance, and build community. So that's my introduction to this song, which is by Salvador Cardenal from Nicaragua. And it's called Open House, Casa Abierta. And it says, open house, there's a plate for you at my table, the shade of a tree for your head. My heart is an open book to you. Open house. Friendship does not distinguish between race or flag. The planet wants us to love without distinctions of race or cult. Casa Abierta. Quiero estar bien con mis hermanos, de norte a sur al fin del mundo. Querer oír y dar mis manos. I'm going to let this person in. Zoom singing. Sudar jugando algo bien sano. Todos aquí somos humanos. ¿Qué más me da el color, la raza? Dentro tenemos sentimientos que necesitan de sustento. Si adentro hay buenos sentimientos, no se pueden quedar adentro. Aquí está mi casa abierta. Hay un plato por ti en nuestra mesa, sombra de árbol para tu cabeza, libro abierto tu vida, mi puerta. Casa abierta, la amistad no cuestiona tu credo, a la tierra le gusta que amemos sin distingos de culto y bandera. Casa abierta. Quisiera darte buena suerte y ser tu amigo hasta la muerte, que la distancia no me entuma y la amistad no se consuma. Todos aquí somos humanos. ¿Qué más me da el color de la raza? Dentro tenemos sentimientos que necesitan de sustento. Si adentro hay buenos sentimientos, no se pueden quedar adentro. Aquí Aquí está mi casa abierta. Hay un plato por ti en nuestra mesa, sombra de árbol para tu cabeza, libro abierto, tu vida, mi puerta. Casa abierta, la amistad no cuestiona tu credo, a la tierra le gusta que amemos, sin distingos de culto y bandera. Casa abierta, hay un plato por ti en nuestra mesa. Casa abierta, sombra de árbol para tu cabeza. Casa abierta, la amistad no cuestiona tu credo. Casa abierta, y a la tierra le gusta que amemos. Casa abierta, sin distingo de culto y bandera. Casa abierta, aquí está mi casa abierta.
Beautiful.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Love that.
Thank you.
Shall we?
Just do a couple and call it a day, or what do you let
That
you?
sounds good to me.
You got to
Okay.
You got to close it since we opened it, though. No.
I just sang, and I want to hear more from you. So you want to do one last one, and I'll do one.
We could
And-
do that.
And can I make a request?
Yes, we're gonna do Glory
Well,
Manger.
you can always make a
Okay.
request.
Yeah.
We're gonna
well,
do
that-
Glory Manger because I thought that's
Yes.
what you wanted to hear.
Is
Yes.
all
right.
around the Glory Manger.
All right?
Yeah, and
All right.
and anything else too. I mean, there's no timeline here, but it is we're old farts and we got to go to bed pretty soon.
That's right.
Well, we'll just do
My
two
rheumatism
then.
acting-
We haven't done too many originals. We did the December Dawn, but let's do Solstice Carol and then do Glory
In
Manger.
key of D, or what does
Solstice
it
Carol?
say? What do we do that song in
I
there?
don't
Solstice Carol isn't even on the list.
No, no, it
I want to thank you all for being here. Start to roll up the credits. Jeff and Penny and Jan. Hi, Jan. Wow. Looking here, some names I know and some names Magpie knows. Mary Regan. Hi, and Jill, my buddy Jill, and those are the ones that I know. It so happens I just checked and there's like 35 people on YouTube as well. So that's a beautiful thing.
Okay. So we wrote this little ditty. It's a very short song. Some
many years ago.
many years ago, 35 years ago.
Oh, the winds down in December blow chilly and cold, but the first days of the season with warmth do unfold. Though the winter days before us number 80 may this joy stay to sustain us till it's springtime again. Now the days got a little longer, a little shorter each night. Touch the flame to another candle in the season of light, with lights in every window on our houses and trees. We'll push away the darkness for a new year of peace. Oh, the winds down in December blow chilly and cold, but the first days of the season with warmth to unfold.
So
We weren't sure of the key. I think it was a little low, but
I think it was just fine with me. It was okay for you. But so we'll wrap our part of this program up with this song that we learned from the recordings that were produced and in some cases collected by one Harry Belafonte
we
back
in
in the
B flat or
1960s.
B?
B, I believe. B for baby. B for baby Jesus. And
it was an incredible collection.
Incredible monumental collection called The Long Road to Freedom, and songs that were contemporary. Of course, most of the collection was done in the early 1960s, but songs that were contemporary, that had grown out of the African American experience in America, and songs that were very early recordings. This is a case of a contemporary recording in the 1960s of a song that dated back to the slave era, and it's called "All Around the Glory Manger."
Well, before we do it, I wanted to say hi and thank you to Matt and Nancy for joining us, to Jim Coon for joining us, Jim Cummins. I mean, you guys are just the best.
Everybody that came.
Thank you for coming to this wonderful little opportunity to play with Dean.
Okay, so
Glory Manger.
All Around the Glory Manger.
Joseph way from the inn. Turn away, Mary and Joseph way from the inn. Praise God, they turn away, Mary and Joseph way from the inn. And that's what made the glory manger. And hallelujah, hallelujah, Lord, wasn't that a bright Bethlehem morning? All around the glory manger. Hallelujah, Lord, wasn't that a bright Bethlehem morning?
Thank you, Terry and Greg, for being with us tonight. It's just great. And you can hear Terry and Greg pretty regularly by Zoom at Community Church. That happens 11 a.m. pretty much every Sunday. We are taking Christmas and New Year's off. No, nothing. You stay home for those. And then our first event is Sunday, January 8th. I think it's the first January and it's called Remembering Howard Zinn. And we're going to have Howard's son, Jeff Zinn. And we're also going to be featuring a whole bunch of excerpts. You see, we have Howard spoke maybe 30 times over the course of 40 years, and we have the cassettes in the archives, and we have started to digitize them, and we have some wonderful excerpts. What an amazing, wonderful human being.
Yeah.
And what an effect. You can also go on our website and find the schedule of other events, and you can make suggestions for ideas for events. And I also want to say that Christmas is coming, the goose is getting fat. Please put a penny in the old woman's hat. And I have put my PayPal and Venmo address, and I will promise to pass the proceeds on to Terry and Greg. And we thank you all who made a contribution to be part of this event. And I will also tell you that if you're nearby, we have a full holiday craft sale going on here. It includes a beautiful table of Palestinian products from a store that's called Olive Tree Branch Fair Trade on Martha's Vineyard. She came up and set up a beautiful display for us, and we've had a bunch of people look at it. And there's also a whole mess of Central American crafts at the other end of the room that come from a little village called Teocinte. There's also my own little line of style and fashion. It's solid color shirts bought in thrift stores and taken in suitcases to El Salvador, and a lady named Hilda and her 3 daughters make beautiful embroidery for me. I'm wearing one of my favorite ones right now. Maybe I'll spin around and show you. There's a whole bunch of them here. There's also an auditorium full of books that were an inheritance that we received from the late Bob Datilio, and just about everything that's really good is up and will be a library on our 3rd floor, and everything that is great but could go out the door because we don't think it belongs in our library is here in the auditorium for whatever price you want to pay for it. And it's a wonderful used bookstore right now, and we have a lot of books. Just he had a mountain of books and we inherited them all. So that's a little bit of what's going on. We also have an immensely beautiful gallery display of paintings of the painter Diane Esmond. She was a French Impressionist painter. She lived from 1901 to 1980. And her son is a very active part of our community. And he took a whole bunch of paintings out of his basement, and they're on display, and they're really beautiful. A lot of them were confiscated during World War II by the Nazis, and some of them were returned to the family after the war. And we have some of those which aren't for sale. They're just not on sale, but we have a lot that are for sale, and we've already raised, and this is completely a benefit for the church. We've raised $10,000 on sales of Diane Esmond paintings, all to help us replace our roof, and then become a model of energy efficiency, state of the art for the city of Boston's similar buildings, of which there are about 30,000. So that's what's going on at Community Church. If you want to come by tomorrow or Saturday before the holidays set in, come on by. Be in touch, Dean at deanstevens.com, and we will make it happen. We're open tomorrow Saturday as well. But if you want to make an appointment for either a personal visit, or how about this? We've done this before, a Zoom bazaar. A Zoom bazaar. We will give you a walk around the auditorium and show you what we've got, and you can place an order and we will send it to you. I can't do it right now because I'm strapped to my guitar and sitting in this chair. But that would be pretty crass commercialism anyway. I'm going to end out here. And thanks again, everybody, all you YouTubeistas and all you Zoomistas for joining us tonight. We wish you just a happy holiday. Maybe we'll stay on and anybody who wants to chat, chat away. And I will close out with this anthemic song that I've just been loving from the songwriter Gene Rowe, R-O-H-E. This is called Arise, Arise. I've sung it everywhere I go, and it's a patriotic song, not in the Howard Zinn sense. Do you remember that quote from Howard Zinn where he says, patriotism is the last refuge of scoundrels? Well, this is more like a Howard Zinn definition from his book, The People's History. Atlantic and Pacific flow, the Great Lakes to the Gulf of Mexico, the land between sustains us all to cherish her, our urgent call. Arise, arise, I see the future in your eyes. To a more perfect union we aspire, and lift our voices from the fire. From distant lands, we came with hungry hearts and hands. Some came by force and some by will. I'm gonna admit Sally Rogers. Some came by force and some by will to the auction block in the darkened hill. Arise, arise, I see the future in your eyes. To a more perfect union we aspire, and lift our voices from the fire. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We died in your fields and your factories, strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees, an old coat hanger in a room somewhere, a trail of tears, an electric chair. Arise, arise, I see the future in your eyes. To a more perfect union we aspire, and lift our voices from the fire. And our great responsibility to be guardians of our liberty, till tyrants bend to the people's dreams, and justice flows like a mighty stream. Oh, arise, 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 I see the future in your eyes. To a more perfect we aspire, and lift our voices from the fire. We lift our voices from the fire. Everybody unmute yourself and say thank you to Magpie.
Thank you, Dean. Thank you, Magpie. Wow.
Thanks, everybody. Beautiful
Thank
music.
you, everyone.
Wonderful.
Good night.
Thanks
What a
so much,
delight.
everybody. Really enjoyed being with you.
Likewise, same here, big time. And And it's great to see everybody. Did I
There you
actually
go.
stop the song just to let Sally Rogers in, but I don't see her now.
What? Where's Sally?
Was.
She requested admission and I clicked the button that was supposed to let her in, but
Oh, bummer.
I know that she was on YouTube because she made a comment in the chat on
Oh, she did.
YouTube.
On YouTube.
Well, that was just marvelous, guys. Really appreciate it. It hit the spot tonight.
Oh, look, she's coming
Really?
again. Here she is. Shall we say hi? to her?
Sally,
Here, let her in.
Wait.
Sally, where are you?
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks.
There
Jim.
she
Hey,
is.
Jim,
Yeah.
great to
There
see
she
you.
is. Now
Thank
Deb
you.
O'Hanlon is coming in too.
Sally.
Oh, hey, Sally.
Hi. You're
Can't
muted.
hear you.
There she
You're
is.
muted.
Muted.
Unmute yourself. And Deb,
Ah, there I am. Okay. I suddenly realized that I was on YouTube, not Zoom when you were talking about. And so I went on Zoom. And then when I went on Zoom, I thought, oh, no, you've got to let me in the middle of a song. Forget that. So I quick left the meeting. But anyway,
I was wondering where everybody was.
me too. I was
And
wondering
then
where
I
they all went.
realized
Nice to see you, Deb O'Hanlon.
Yeah.
she was.
I wish we could have combined them.
Yeah.
Is that pretty what?
I don't know. I guess that's Deb O'Hanlon.
Yeah.
I was on YouTube.
Oh, I guess everybody's gonna come over now and say hi.
I was on YouTube. I was actually at a Hanukkah party. I was actually at a Hanukkah Zoom, and then I had to Zoom over here, so I went to YouTube. I went to YouTube first. I
You
can't
don't
get
have
the
to
video.
travel for at least.
Yeah.
I
I want to say hi to Jan Meyer. Hi, Jan Mayer. It's great to see you. I believe I haven't seen you since we went to El Salvador.
I think we saw each other once since
Maybe just once.
I think
Whoa.
COVID happened like right after that. So how are things going down there? What's happening?
They've sort of dodged the COVID bullet, which is a marvelous thing. And another marvelous thing was that when vaccine became available, the entire town, 100% went and waited in line and got themselves vaxxed.
Oh my
And
God.
then it became available for kids, 100%.
Wow.
So that was a great thing. And I'm going in January 11th. And
Great.
and leading a group. It's just 4 of us so far. And
Carol going?
Carol is going, yes. And Sue Kranz.
Oh, wonderful. You'll have a great time.
It should be really fun. Those
Yeah.
two have been a number of times, repeat offenders, if you will. Yeah.
Terrific.
Well, how about
Guys,
let's just spotlight.
I think we're gonna go because we've had a long weekend.
Good
Already.
night, guys.
In the
and
weekend.
it's the middle of the week.
Let's
Good night, dears.
just say goodbye to the Magpie.
No,
Bye, Magpie. So great
Good
to
night,
have
my
you.
dears.
Bye,
Hey,
everybody.
Magpie,
Miss
you want to
you.
know you want to know the word in Spanish for magpie?
What is it?
Urraca.
Urraca.
Hanukkah.
Urraca.
Urraca.
I like
Just
that.
thought you'd like to know.
Katakatsa in Greek.
All right, you guys.
Maybe
Thank
they're
you. We love
related.
you all.
Bye.
Hi, Calvin. Hi,
Bye,
Dean.
y'all.
Happy holidays.
Bye.
everyone.
Great
Nice
Bye,
to see you,
everybody.
Jeff and Penny. Take care of yourselves, everyone.
I'm gonna say good night to everybody. Be well. Take care of the elements.
Good
From the
night.
elements. Bye,
Thank you.
Sally. Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye, Sally.
Thank
Bye,
you. Thank
everybody.
you.